This is a glockenspiel. It's probably pretty similar to what you have in your band room. We're going to talk about how to play a scale on it and how scales work. If you feel a little lost just looking at this instrument, I would recommend watching the video on how notes work before you watch this video, and maybe also even the one on how sharps and flats work. As a quick review though, instruments with keys are a repeated pattern, and the notes fall here. You can tell where you are down here by seeing where we are compared to the groups of 2 and 3 up here. For example, C is on the end of the group of 2, F is on the end of the group of 3, A is here kind of in the middle of these groups of 3, and so on. If you want to play the flat version of a note, you can play the note up here that's directly down from it. So for example, A can be modified to A flat by going directly down to this note up here. G can be modified to G flat when you play this one that's directly down from it. D can be modified to D flat when you play this note that's directly down from it. So you replace the notes with their flat versions, and we'll see that come into play a lot when we play scales. We'll start with what I think is the easiest scale, and that's the C major scale. The C major scale is the easiest because none of the notes are modified. We'll stay on this row here. Here's a C major scale. So as you can see, I started on the note that is the name of the scale, C, and then I played every note, one at a time, until I got to the next C, and that's a C major scale, and we just played one octave. That means we went from one C to the next C, and we didn't go any further than that. The next scale we'll talk about is F. F has one flat, which means we're replacing one note. That note is B, so in the key of F, we'll be replacing or modifying the B with its flat version. In a way, we're still playing every note, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, but we're modifying one of the notes. So we'll start on F. When we get to B, instead of playing B, we'll play its flat version. We go directly down to B flat, and then up to C. There we go. I'll play it one more time a little faster. And that's an F major scale. The next scale is B flat. B flat has two notes that are modified. The note that we start on is B flat, and then up here, E will be modified or replaced with E flat. So, just like usual, still every note, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, all the way up the scale, but two of the notes are modified. They're still there, they're just different. So B flat, C, D, the next note is E, so we'll be playing the modified version, the E flat, and then up to F. For the next part of this video, I'm just going to play through some of the other scales you might see in band, just so that you can see them, and I'll put up what flats are in them, or what notes are replaced or modified. Something to watch out for is running out of room. This could happen on the glockenspiel. It's especially something that happens though on chimes. You're trying to play like an F major scale, and you get to F, C. You can't go to the next F though because it doesn't exist. The instrument doesn't go any higher than that. Something you can do if you're just playing scales in band, you can really quick go down to a lower note. So we ended on C. Well, then let's go down to this C. And the next note would be D. Instead of playing it up here, we'll just play this one. So a scale like that would look like this. It would sound a little bit odd, but if you're playing with a group just as scales, it wouldn't matter too much. Sorry for the abrupt scene change, but I have one more thing I want to add. When you play scales, especially if you're reading off of sheet music, be extra careful that you read where the notes end. Sometimes scales will have you play all the way up to the top of the scale and then play the note twice, which would look like this. Bum 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 bum. But sometimes they only have you play the note once. And if you go all the way up and you play the note twice, suddenly you'll be a note behind everybody else. So, make sure that you look at the scale before you play it and see, am I playing the top note twice or just once? That way you don't get tripped up.